Have you ever found yourself lying in bed, eyes wide open, wondering why sleep seems to come so easily to others, but not to you? Maybe you fall asleep, only to wake up 2 or 3 times during the night. Or maybe your mind keeps racing, thinking about the past, the future, or just random things that won't seem to quiet down. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone, especially if you're over 60. As we age, getting a full night of restful sleep becomes more difficult. Our bodies produce less melatonin, our sleep cycles become lighter, and even the smallest discomfort can wake us. But here's the encouraging news. You don't need sleeping pills or complicated gadgets to sleep better. In fact, you may already have the answer, right in your own home. In this video, we're going to explore 7 simple things you can do before bed that may help you sleep like a baby again, even at age 70 or beyond. These aren't drastic changes or strict rules. They're gentle habits, small, calming actions that help signal your brain and body. It's time to rest now. Things like drinking warm water, turning off screens, stretching lightly, or writing down one thing you're thankful for. These simple choices can reset your sleep rhythm and help you drift off more easily. Imagine waking up in the morning feeling clear, calm, and well-rested, without tossing, turning, or watching the clock all night. It's possible, and it starts with giving your body a little more peace at the end of the day. So if you've been struggling with restless nights, waking up feeling tired, or just wishing sleep felt easier, stay with us. These tips may seem small, but together they can make a powerful difference. I know you are a person who likes to watch videos quietly. If you have not liked and subscribed to the channel, now is a good time to do it because you are a kind person. If the video is helpful, press 1. If the video is not good enough or needs improvement, press 2. Thanks everyone. Now let's get started. Number 1, drink warm water or herbal tea. Let's begin with one of the simplest yet most powerful bedtime habits. Drinking a small cup of warm water or a calming herbal tea before you go to sleep. It may sound too basic to make much difference, but this gentle ritual can work wonders for your body and mind, especially as you get older. For 72-year-old Barbara from Colorado, adding this one habit to her evening routine completely changed the way she experienced sleep. She had spent years tossing and turning, waking up at 3 a.m. most nights and feeling groggy every morning. She tried all the usual suggestions, new pillows, darker curtains, even over-the-counter sleep aids. But nothing worked consistently. One day, a friend recommended she try a simple cup of chamomile tea before bed. It sounds silly, Barbara said at the time. How is tea going to fix years of poor sleep? But within a week, something shifted. She began falling asleep more quickly, and more importantly, she stayed asleep longer. Over time, her mind began associating the warmth of that tea with relaxation and rest. It became more than a drink. It became a signal to her body that the day was over and it was safe to let go. Scientifically speaking, drinking something warm before bed can create a powerful calming effect on the nervous system. Warm water or herbal tea helps to gently raise your core body temperature for a short time. Then, as your body cools down again, it mimics the natural drop in temperature that occurs before we fall asleep, a signal your brain interprets as time to rest. That cooling process can actually make you feel sleepier. In addition, the ritual of sipping slowly, breathing deeply, and being present in that quiet moment creates a sense of mindfulness that soothes stress and anxiety, 2 of the biggest enemies of good sleep. The warmth also relaxes the digestive system, which is particularly helpful for older adults who may deal with nighttime indigestion or acid reflux. By relaxing the muscles in your gut, warm water or herbal tea can reduce bloating, calm your stomach, and help your entire body settle more comfortably into bed. But what you drink matters. Avoid caffeine, of course. That includes not just coffee, but also black and green teas, which may still have enough caffeine to disrupt your sleep. Instead, choose herbal options like chamomile, lemon balm, lavender, or passion flower, all of which have been used for centuries as natural sleep aids. Chamomile, for instance, contains an antioxidant called apigenin, which binds to certain receptors in the brain and promotes sleepiness. Lemon balm and passion flower have gentle anti-anxiety properties, helping to quiet the mind and slow down racing thoughts. These herbs don't sedate you in the way medications do. They simply create the right conditions for your body to relax and to sleep naturally. If you're not a fan of herbal tea, even just warm water with a slice of lemon or a touch of honey can have a similar effect. Some people enjoy adding a small amount of turmeric or ginger for their anti-inflammatory benefits. Others find that adding a calming scent, like a bit of lavender or cinnamon nearby, makes the ritual feel even more relaxing. The key is consistency. Drinking something warm every night around the same time helps your body form a habit, creating an association between that quiet act and the feeling of safety, calm, and rest. Now, some people worry about drinking anything before bed because of nighttime trips to the bathroom. That's understandable, especially if your bladder is more sensitive with age. The key here is to drink just a small cup, about 4 to 6 ounces, and to have it about 30 to 60 minutes before lying down. That gives your body time to process the fluid without overfilling the bladder. Barbara found that when she drank her tea around 8:30 p.m. and went to bed at 9:30, she could sleep through most nights without interruption. This small habit is gentle, comforting, and completely natural. It doesn't require any special equipment or cost. Just a kettle, a mug, and a few minutes of quiet. And yet the benefits go far beyond hydration. You're giving your body a message. It's time to slow down. You're safe. You're cared for. You can rest now. So tonight, try it. Set aside 5 peaceful minutes before bed. Choose a calming tea or warm water. Sit quietly. Sip slowly. Let your body unwind. This one tiny ritual could become the most healing part of your day. Now that we've relaxed the inside, let's talk about relaxing the outside and explore how light, gentle movement before bed can release tension and prepare your legs, back, and joints for the best sleep they've had in years. Number 2, gentle stretching or light yoga. One of the most overlooked but deeply effective ways to improve sleep, especially as we get older, is through gentle stretching or light yoga in the evening. This doesn't mean an intense workout or anything that requires getting down on the floor and twisting your body into a knot. It simply means moving with intention, slowly and mindfully, to release tension from the muscles and signal to your nervous system that it's time to rest. For 75-year-old Harold from Vermont, this single habit turned his nights around. Harold had struggled with restless legs for years. His knees ached from arthritis, and his lower back would often stiffen up during the night, waking him multiple times. His wife, who practiced yoga for relaxation, encouraged him to try a few gentle stretches before bed. Skeptical at first, Harold gave it a try. A few minutes of deep breathing, a forward bend while standing, and some slow ankle circles while sitting on the edge of the bed. The result? Not only did he fall asleep more quickly, but his body stayed more relaxed through the night, and he started waking up feeling less stiff and more refreshed. Gentle stretching works because it allows the body to physically unwind from the stresses of the day. Whether you've been on your feet or sitting for hours, muscles accumulate tension, and that tension doesn't disappear when you lie down. In fact, it can keep your body in a low-level state of alertness, preventing you from fully relaxing into deep sleep. Stretching helps release that stored tension. It increases circulation, brings oxygen to tight muscles, and encourages your body to shift from the fight or flight mode of stress into the rest and digest mode, where true recovery begins. Even just 5 to 10 minutes of light movement can have profound effects. Movements like shoulder rolls, neck tilts, gentle torso twists, or leg extensions can loosen areas that tend to tighten up with age, particularly the hips, back, and hamstrings. Many older adults deal with joint stiffness, poor circulation, and muscle cramps at night, all of which can interfere with sleep. Stretching these key areas before bed not only helps prevent those issues, but also makes it easier to find a comfortable sleeping position and stay asleep longer. One of the most effective ways to combine stretching with relaxation is through breath. Slow, deep breathing while stretching helps activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the part of the body that tells your heart rate to slow, your blood pressure to lower, and your muscles to relax. It becomes a kind of moving meditation. You're not just loosening your body, you're calming your mind. If you're not sure where to start, you don't need to learn a full yoga routine or memorize a list of poses. You can begin with what feels natural to you. Sit in a chair and roll your shoulders backward 10 times. Lift your arms up slowly, then gently bring them down. While lying in bed, try pointing and flexing your feet or drawing small circles with your ankles. These simple movements keep your joints mobile and your muscles limber, making it easier to fall asleep and less likely you'll wake up in the middle of the night from discomfort. One of the keys to success with bedtime stretching is consistency. Just like brushing your teeth, stretching before sleep can become a peaceful ritual, one that your body begins to associate with winding down. Over time, your brain will start to recognize these gentle movements as cues that it's safe to release tension and fall asleep. Harold now looks forward to his evening stretches. It's no longer a chore. It's a moment of quiet connection with his body, a way of thanking his legs for carrying him through the day and letting go of the tightness in his shoulders and back. He often says it's not just the sleep that's better, it's the way he feels moving through the world the next day, looser, lighter, and more in tune with his body. So tonight, find a small, quiet space in your room. Put on some soft music if you like, or simply enjoy the silence. Move slowly, breathe deeply. Pay attention to how your body feels. You don't need to be flexible or athletic, you just need to be present. These few minutes may become one of the most peaceful parts of your day and one of the most powerful tools in your journey to deeper, more restful sleep. Now that we've relaxed the body with movement, let's turn to something just as important, the light and noise around you. In the next section, we'll talk about how screens and devices may be stealing your sleep and what you can do instead to let your brain truly rest. Number 3, turn off all screens 30 minutes before bed. In our modern world, it's almost impossible to escape screens. From smartphones to tablets, television to laptops, screens are part of our daily lives. And for many of us, they've quietly become part of our bedtime routine. Whether it's watching a show to unwind, scrolling through the news, reading emails, or checking in on grandchildren's photos on social media, those glowing screens are often the last thing we see before we close our eyes. But if you're struggling to fall asleep or stay asleep, this habit might be one of the hidden reasons why. For 68-year-old Donna from Arizona, this was exactly the case. Every night before bed, she would spend 30 to 45 minutes playing games on her tablet or catching up on the evening news. At first, it helped her relax, but then she noticed something troubling. She couldn't fall asleep as easily anymore. Her mind would race. She'd wake up more during the night and often feel tired in the morning. It wasn't until her doctor suggested cutting off screen time before bed that things began to change, and she was amazed at how quickly her sleep improved once she made that adjustment. You see, the human brain wasn't designed to handle artificial light late at night, especially the kind that comes from digital screens. The light that phones, tablets, and TVs emit, particularly blue light, suppresses the production of melatonin, the hormone responsible for regulating your sleep-wake cycle. Melatonin naturally increases in the evening, helping you feel drowsy and guiding your body into sleep. But when your eyes are exposed to screens right before bed, that light tricks your brain into thinking it's still daytime. As a result, your melatonin levels drop, your internal clock gets confused, and falling asleep becomes more difficult. For older adults who may already produce less melatonin due to age, this disruption can be especially problematic. Even beyond the blue light, there's something else going on when you scroll or watch late at night. Your brain stays alert and active. Whether it's reading emotional news headlines, watching a suspenseful movie, or playing a puzzle game, your brain is engaged and stimulated when it should be winding down. This heightened activity makes it harder for your body to fully relax. You might feel sleepy after turning off the screen, but your brain needs time to slow down. And if you go straight from a bright screen to bed, your mind may still be processing information, delaying the deeper stages of sleep. But here's the good news. You don't have to give up screens altogether. You simply need to create a buffer zone, A window of quiet time where you give your brain a break from stimulation. Turning off screens 30 to 60 minutes before bed allows your melatonin levels to rise naturally and your nervous system to settle. This doesn't mean you have to sit in silence. Instead, fill that time with soothing, screen-free activities that support relaxation. Some people enjoy reading a printed book or magazine under a warm lamp, listening to calming music or a gentle podcast, journaling, stretching, or even just sitting quietly with a cup of tea. Donna replaced her nightly tablet time with listening to soft instrumental music while she wrote down a few thoughts in her gratitude journal. And within just a week, she reported falling asleep faster and waking up fewer times at night. If you feel resistance to the idea of shutting off screens, remember, you're not depriving yourself. You're protecting your sleep. You're giving your brain the gift of quiet, the space it needs to transition from the busyness of the day to the peacefulness of night. And you might be surprised how quickly your body responds when given the chance. Many people find that they begin yawning within 20 minutes of putting the screen away, a clear signal that the natural sleep process is finally being allowed to do its job. If you do need to use a screen in the hour before bed, for example, reading on a tablet or using a phone for meditation, try turning on the night mode or blue light filter setting, which reduces the impact of harsh light. You can also lower the screen brightness or use amber-tinted reading glasses that block blue light. These adjustments aren't perfect, but they're better than doing nothing at all. In the end, what matters most is being intentional. The moments before sleep are precious. They are your transition from the outer world into your inner world, a time to breathe, reflect, and let go. By simply turning off the screens, you create a quiet space where rest becomes possible. You give your eyes a break, your heart a moment of stillness, and your mind a chance to slow its spinning wheels. So tonight, consider this. 30 minutes without a screen may be the best gift you give yourself all day. Let your home grow quiet. Let your room grow dim. Let your mind ease into sleep naturally. No buzzing, no scrolling, no glowing lights. And in that stillness, you may just rediscover the deep, gentle sleep you've been missing. Coming up next, we'll explore a practice that speaks not just to the body, but to the heart. A small act of gratitude that can bring peace to your thoughts and calm to your spirit before bed. Number 4, write down one thing you're grateful for. As the day comes to a close and the world begins to quiet down, there's something deeply healing about turning your focus inward. Not to worry, not to plan, but simply to reflect. Among the most powerful, yet often overlooked bedtime habits is the act of writing down one thing you're grateful for. Just one. It might seem like such a small gesture, but the impact it can have on your heart, your mind, and your sleep is remarkable. For 70-year-old Evelyn, a retired librarian from Minnesota, this practice became a nightly anchor in her life. Evelyn had always struggled with overthinking at night. The silence of the bedroom was when her thoughts became loudest. Regrets, to-do lists, anxieties about health or finances. They would all come rushing in as soon as her head hit the pillow. One evening, during a wellness workshop at her local senior center, someone suggested writing down one thing she felt thankful for each night before bed. It seemed too simple to make a real difference, but she tried it anyway. That first night she wrote, "I'm grateful for the warm sun on my face during today's walk." It took less than a minute, but something shifted inside her. She went to bed with a soft smile. That one small moment stayed with her, and slowly it began to replace the spiral of negative thoughts that had haunted her nights. There's science behind this shift. Gratitude has been shown to have a calming effect on the brain. When you focus on something positive, even for a few seconds, your brain releases serotonin and dopamine, the feel-good chemicals that help ease tension, reduce anxiety, and support deeper sleep. Studies have found that people who regularly practice gratitude before bed not only fall asleep faster, but also experience fewer awakenings during the night and feel more rested in the morning. For older adults who may already be dealing with physical discomfort, health concerns, or emotional stress, Creating a sense of peace at the end of the day can be the difference between restless sleep and restorative rest. What makes this practice especially powerful is that it helps shift the mind's attention from what's wrong or missing to what's right and present. When we lie down at night, it's easy to dwell on fears or regrets. The mind loves to replay moments we wish we could change or worry about things we can't control. But gratitude gently pulls us back to the present, to what we still have, what we've experienced, what we've overcome. It doesn't erase problems, but it softens their weight. And the beautiful thing is, your gratitude doesn't have to be profound. It can be as simple as, I'm grateful for the cozy blanket on my bed, or I'm thankful for the laugh I shared with my neighbor today. The more specific and honest it is, the more meaningful it becomes. Some nights you may write about people, your children, your spouse, a friend who called. Other nights it might be about nature, a song you heard, a warm meal, or even just the fact that you made it through another day. Over time, this little notebook becomes a quiet record of joy, a reminder that even on the hardest days, something good still exists. You don't need a fancy journal or a lot of time. Just keep a small notebook by your bedside and a pen within reach. Write one sentence. If you feel inspired, write more. But even one line is enough to create a moment of reflection and calm. You can even say it out loud if writing is uncomfortable. What matters is that you pause, notice, and appreciate something real. Evelyn has now been writing in her gratitude journal for over 2 years. She says it's her favorite part of the day. Sometimes she writes about her garden. Sometimes it's about a memory. Sometimes, when she's had a tough day, she writes something as simple as, I'm grateful for the chance to start again tomorrow. She no longer fears bedtime. Instead, it has become a moment of soft closure, a gentle transition between the noise of the day and the quiet of night. So tonight, before you turn out the lights, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, what made you smile today? What brought you comfort? Who made you feel seen, heard, or loved? Write it down. Say it out loud. Hold it in your heart. You'll go to sleep not with a mind full of worry, but with a heart full of peace, and that makes all the difference. Next, let's look at another comforting ritual, one that soothes not only your emotions, but your physical body, a simple act of warmth that can help your muscles relax, ease away pain, and prepare you for truly restful sleep. Number 5, take a warm bath or foot soak. As the evening settles in and the body begins to slow down, there is perhaps no greater physical signal to your nervous system that it's time to rest than the sensation of warm water surrounding your skin. A warm bath or even a simple foot soak can do more than just clean the body. It can quiet the mind, release deep muscle tension, and prepare you for one of the most relaxing nights of sleep you've had in years. For 73-year-old Leonard from North Carolina, this became a nightly lifesaver. After retiring, he found that his legs ached more in the evenings. His feet felt cold even under blankets, and he had trouble falling asleep because of the persistent discomfort. His wife, who had long enjoyed nightly baths, suggested he try soaking his feet before bed. Skeptical but desperate, Leonard gave it a try one evening. A shallow basin of warm water, a pinch of Epsom salts, 15 quiet minutes. He didn't expect much, but that night his feet felt less restless, his legs lighter, and he fell asleep before he even realized it. After just 1 week of this gentle ritual, he became a believer. It wasn't just about his legs anymore. It was about creating a peaceful moment that prepared his whole body for rest. There's science behind this soothing effect. When you immerse your body, or even just your feet, in warm water, your circulation improves. The heat causes your blood vessels to dilate, allowing blood to flow more easily through your limbs. This increased circulation helps relax tight muscles, reduce joint stiffness, and ease the discomfort that often builds up during the day, especially for older adults dealing with arthritis, neuropathy, or chronic foot pain. At the same time, the warmth helps to lower cortisol levels in the body. Cortisol is the stress hormone that tends to stay elevated when we're anxious, overwhelmed, or overstimulated, all of which can interfere with sleep. By lowering cortisol, warm water creates a hormonal shift that tells the body, it's okay now, you can relax. One of the most interesting things about warm baths or foot soaks is how they impact your internal temperature regulation. About an hour before we fall asleep, our body naturally starts to cool down. This drop in core temperature is a signal to the brain that it's time to rest. Paradoxically, warming your skin with a bath actually speeds up this cooling process. After a bath or soak, your body responds by pushing heat from the core out to the surface, making it easier for your core temperature to drop. And that's what helps you feel sleepy. It's a natural, gentle way to enhance the body's own rhythm without needing pills or supplements. You don't need a fancy spa or a big bathtub to get these benefits. A simple plastic basin, a sink, or even a clean bucket can be enough to soak your feet. Just fill it with comfortably warm water, not too hot, and add Epsom salts if you like, which contain magnesium that can further help relax muscles and calm the nervous system. You can even add a few drops of essential oil, like lavender or eucalyptus, for a soothing aroma that helps the brain wind down. Some people like to read a calming book during their soak, listen to quiet music, or simply close their eyes and breathe deeply. However you choose to do it, the key is to treat this time as sacred, a moment to let the weight of the day melt away, literally and emotionally. For those who enjoy full baths, the effect can be even more profound. Soaking in a tub for 15 to 20 minutes with warm water not only relaxes the body but also creates a sense of comfort and security. The feeling of being surrounded by warmth brings us back to an instinctual sense of safety, one that helps both the body and the mind let go. If you struggle with falling asleep due to anxiety, chronic pain, or tension in the lower back or legs, this may be one of the most powerful and natural tools you can use. Leonard eventually made his evening foot soak part of a larger routine. He'd dim the lights, turn on soft music, and give himself permission to slow down. It became a time of reflection and peace, and soon he began sleeping through the night more often, waking up with less soreness in his legs and more clarity in his mind. He often said that it wasn't the soak alone that made the difference. It was the act of caring for his body that gave him the sense of calm he needed to rest. So tonight, consider running a bit of warm water, just enough to cover your feet, and sitting quietly for 10 to 15 minutes. Let the warmth speak to your muscles, your joints, your nerves. Let it tell your body, you've done enough today, it's time to rest. That simple basin might just become the doorway to your best sleep in years. And now that we've helped your body settle into stillness, let's shift our focus to the environment around you, your bedroom itself. In the next part, we'll talk about how the temperature, light, and sound in your room could be the missing piece to unlocking truly restful, uninterrupted sleep. Number 6, keep your bedroom cool and quiet. Sometimes the secret to better sleep isn't found in what we do, it's found in the space we create. Long before we drift off, our senses are constantly picking up signals from our environment. The hum of an appliance, the glow of a hallway light, the slight stuffiness of the air. These small details may not seem important, but for older adults especially, they can make the difference between a night of deep, healing rest and a night of tossing and turning. That's why one of the most overlooked but powerful ways to improve your sleep is to transform your bedroom into a cool, quiet, and peaceful place, a true sanctuary for rest. Take the story of 71-year-old Marilyn, a retired school teacher from Ohio. She had always been a light sleeper, but over the past few years, her rest had become even more fragile. She'd fall asleep only to wake up again and again throughout the night, never quite feeling fully rested in the morning. At first, she blamed it on age. Then she blamed it on stress. But when her daughter came to visit and spent a night in Marilyn's guest room, which happened to be Marilyn's own bedroom, she gently pointed something out. "Mom," she said, "your room is so warm and bright, it's no wonder you can't sleep." That comment led Marilyn to make a few small but meaningful changes. She began adjusting the thermostat before bed, using blackout curtains, and turning off the nightlight she'd always kept by the door. The results were remarkable. Within a week, she began falling asleep more quickly, and staying asleep longer. Her body felt lighter in the mornings and her mind clearer. What had felt like a lifelong struggle suddenly became manageable, simply because she gave her sleep environment the care it needed. Research supports what Marilyn discovered firsthand. Our bodies are designed to sleep best in a slightly cooler environment, typically between 60 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit. As we prepare for sleep, our core body temperature naturally drops, a biological cue that helps signal it's time for rest. When the room is too warm, this natural cooling process is disrupted, making it harder to fall and stay asleep. A cool bedroom helps your body maintain its optimal temperature, allowing you to enter deeper stages of sleep more easily. At the same time, noise and light play crucial roles in your ability to rest. Even low-level background noise, like a ticking clock, distant traffic, or a television playing in another room, can interrupt the brain's transition into deep sleep, especially as we get older. Light has a similar effect. Exposure to artificial light while sleeping, even dim light, can suppress melatonin and interfere with the body's natural sleep-wake cycle. This includes everything from the glow of an alarm clock to the faint light from a hallway or the blinking of electronic devices. Your eyes and brain remain more alert than you realize, even when they're closed. And that alertness, even on a subtle level, keeps you from reaching the deeper, more restorative stages of sleep that your body needs to heal and recover. Thankfully, it doesn't take much to turn your bedroom into a true rest zone. Start by setting your thermostat to a comfortable, cool temperature in the evening. Not cold, just cool enough to feel refreshing under your blanket. If air conditioning isn't available or needed, consider using a fan to circulate air, which also provides gentle white noise to block out household sounds. Blackout curtains can make a huge difference, especially in areas with streetlights or early morning sun. If you prefer not to sleep in total darkness, choose a low amber or red nightlight. These colors have the least impact on melatonin production. You might also explore white noise machines or soft nature sounds, which many people find comforting and sleep-inducing. Marilyn added one last touch to her bedroom transformation. She removed clutter. By clearing out old papers, unused furniture, and piles of clothes, she turned her room into a space that felt calm and open, not chaotic. It may not sound scientific, but the emotional impact was real. Her room no longer felt like a storage space. It felt like a retreat, a quiet, cool, restful place where her body could finally let go. So tonight, take a fresh look at your bedroom. Is it helping you sleep or quietly keeping you awake? Are the lights low, the air fresh, the space free of noise and stress? You deserve a place that supports your rest, not one that fights against it. Think of your bedroom as your cocoon, a place where healing begins, where tomorrow's energy is restored. Next, let's explore one final habit that may be the glue holding all these bedtime routines together: going to bed at the same time each night. It might seem simple, but it could be the most powerful step yet in resetting your sleep. Number 7, set a consistent bedtime. Of all the habits that can improve your sleep, one of the most powerful is also one of the simplest: going to bed at the same time every night. It might not seem exciting. In fact, it may even sound boring. But the truth is, your body craves rhythm. Just like a favorite song with a steady beat, your internal clock wants predictability. And when it gets it, everything from your energy to your mood to your sleep begins to fall into harmony. For 76-year-old Glenn, a former firefighter from Maine, this realization came after years of struggling with restless nights. After he retired, Glenn felt free to stay up late watching television or reading until midnight, even 1 a.m., then sleeping in the next day. But what began as a relaxing new routine quickly became a problem. His sleep grew lighter and more broken. He would wake up groggy, irritable, and somehow more tired than when he went to bed. No matter how late he slept in, he never felt truly rested. That all changed when a sleep therapist explained something simple. Your brain thrives on consistency. Glenn committed to going to bed at the same time every night, 9:30 p.m., and getting up at the same time every morning, even on weekends. It took a few weeks, but slowly his body began to respond. He started falling asleep more quickly, waking less often, and most importantly, feeling refreshed in the morning for the first time in years. The science behind this is fascinating. Your body operates on what's called a circadian rhythm, a 24-hour internal clock that tells you when to be awake and when to sleep. This rhythm is influenced by light, temperature, hormone levels, and behavior. When you go to bed and wake up at random times, that clock gets out of sync. Imagine trying to catch a train that changes its schedule every day. That's what your brain is doing when you don't keep a consistent sleep schedule. The result is that your body never knows when it's supposed to start winding down or gearing up. But when you set a regular bedtime and stick to it, your brain begins to prepare for sleep before your head even hits the pillow. Melatonin, the hormone that makes you sleepy, begins to rise naturally. Heart rate slows, body temperature drops. The entire system falls into a natural rhythm that makes sleep feel less like a battle and more like a gentle slide into rest. What's especially important for older adults is that this rhythm becomes even more sensitive with age. As we grow older, we tend to experience earlier bedtimes and earlier wake times, sometimes called advanced sleep phase syndrome. While this is natural, irregularity can make it worse. If you stay up much later one night and try to catch up the next morning, you may find yourself more awake at night and more tired during the day. This pattern can quickly spiral into chronic insomnia, daytime sleepiness, and even mood issues like anxiety or depression. But by setting a consistent bedtime and honoring it, you can help stabilize your circadian rhythm and get your sleep back on track. It doesn't have to be a dramatic change. Start by choosing a realistic time that feels natural to your body. Not the time you think you should be going to bed, but the time when you typically start to feel sleepy. Then try to go to bed within 15 minutes of that time every night for at least a week. If you're not tired yet, use that pre-bed window for quiet activities like reading, listening to calming music, or stretching. Avoid bright lights and stimulating conversation. Make this a peaceful transition, a routine that your brain can learn and trust. Glenn made his new bedtime part of his identity. He called it his quiet hour, a time when the world slowed down and he got to treat himself with the same care and discipline he once gave to his firehouse routines. It wasn't about control, it was about consistency, the kind that brought him freedom instead of frustration. Over time, his sleep deepened, his dreams returned, and so did his energy during the day. So ask yourself, what if the one thing standing between you and a better night's sleep isn't your age or your medications or even your stress, but your bedtime? What if the answer isn't going to bed earlier or later, but simply going to bed on purpose? You've created a peaceful space, cared for your body with warmth and movement, quieted your mind with gratitude. Now give yourself the structure that ties it all together. Your sleep, like your life, deserves a rhythm that supports and sustains you. And now that we've walked through these gentle evening habits, it's time to bring everything together in our final section. A reminder that small, intentional actions can lead to truly life-changing rest. Conclusion: better sleep doesn't have to come from a pill. Sometimes it begins with a quiet cup of tea, a few deep breaths, or turning off the lights just a little earlier. Each small habit we've explored tonight is like a soft invitation to your body and mind. It's time to rest. You are safe and you are cared for. Whether it's stretching gently, soaking your feet, or writing down one thing you're grateful for, these simple moments can add up to deeper, more peaceful sleep, even at age 70 or beyond. So start with one thing, just one. Your body will notice, your mind will thank you, and your nights may soon feel more restful than they have in years. Sweet dreams. You've earned them. We really appreciate you spending time with us today. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to give it a like and hit that subscribe button. It's a simple way to support our work, and it helps more people discover the tips they need to live healthier, happier lives. And if you want to stay up to date, just click the notification bell so you won't miss any of our future videos. See you again soon.